Hi, I'm Dr. Terry Fossum of Dr. Fossum's Pet Care, and I'm here today with Laura Ganser. Laura's dog, Betty, has been on our CBD product, and Laura, wanted to talk to you about, how Betty is done, how Betty was doing before the product, and how she's now doing now that she's on it.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. Betty was pulled from a local pound and said to have a wobbly walk. I went up and got her. And as soon as I took the leash and walked a few steps, I could see that she had a torn cruciate. I put her on multiple medications. She also had extremely bad skin. The whole way home, she was scratching her back against the seat and screaming out in a lot of pain. It was very uncomfortable, and I could see that. So, after probably 3 months of using four different kinds of medications, she was struggling to walk. She didn't put any weight on it, she would just tap her toe. Her skin was really still bad. We were struggling with that. Very red, very itchy, very moist, and kind of yeasty. So we decided to go a different route. And because of the wonderful vet that I met and took Betty to, I decided to take her advice and buy your product. I started out giving Betty this on a Wednesday, and I anticipated having no results for at least 2 weeks. It was astonishing to me how much of an improvement she had in just 2 days. And I didn't believe it at first. I thought maybe I'm just hoping this is where it's going and she's doing better. Maybe I'm making too much of this, but I could already see a change. My best friend is a registered vet tech. She had come over and is seeing Betty 2 days later, and she was astonished. Betty was able to walk better. She was running around within 2 weeks. She was playing with my pup. She was having a great time. Her skin was easier for her to deal with. She wasn't screaming out anymore. She wasn't itching like crazy. She seemed more limber. It was amazing to me to see her actually put weight on the leg because that had not happened since I had her. I've had her since January. And in those several months that I had her, I had not seen her put any weight on it. She would limp everywhere. She would get up to walk across the room, and then she would immediately lay down after about 10 to 15 steps because she's an older girl and it took its toll on her body, and she just couldn't take it. She didn't have any endurance. But after 2 weeks on the CBD, she had endurance. She runs for her food now in the morning. She runs around outside. She gets the zoomies. They're her zoomies for an older girl. But she gets the zoomies, and she's funny to watch. She'll run across the yard, and then she'll start to pick on my pup Duck, who's 2.5, and want to play with him. And she's up and at him for probably 20, 30 minutes at a time outside, compared to 10 steps. So I've seen a massive difference in this dog's quality of life.
Well, Laura, first off, thank you for bringing an older dog home from the shelter because a lot of people don't do that. And I think it's wonderful that you would give Betty a home. Like, she's a lucky dog to have found you. The skin issues that you're talking about, we haven't done a study and people don't really talk about CBD so much for skin, but you are not the first person who has told us that there's been a remarkable difference in the itchiness and the nasty skin when these dogs start on CBD. And it's sort of for me at least, a somewhat unanticipated consequence of CBD, but it's fabulous. I mean, I'm
Yes.
just so happy because, yeah, these dogs are incredibly uncomfortable when they
Yes.
have skin disease. So that is wonderful. So exciting that you saw that change so quickly. And it's just amazing.
That's what I said. I was I was shocked because I'm a registered nurse, so I look at things and think, okay, you need 10 to 14 days for any kind of change for that to kind of get into the system and balance out. And after 2 days, I really thought I was like, I'm seeing things. This can't be
Yeah.
happening.
You thought you
But
were seeing a placebo effect, I'm sure.
yes, I'm like,
Yeah.
well, maybe I'm looking too deep into it. But then when my friend came over, she said, I can't believe the difference, because she thought I was crazy also. She's like, 2 days, come on, Laura. And I said, you have to come over and see her for yourself. And then every few days when she'd stop by, she would see such an improvement that actually she bought some for her 17-year-old cat, Pouncer. And Pouncer, she's has some issues with her body, and she's older, so she walks a little slower. And she called me one night crying, and she said, I feel like it's time to let her go. And I said, okay, well, I support you. And she said, I don't understand what's going on. I've had her tested, blood test, everything. And she said, I don't know what's going on, and I feel like she's just maybe at that time. And I said, well, you could always try the CBD. You see what it's done for Betty and see if that improves or, helps her have a more comfortable life. And she decided to do it. So a month ago, she bought the CBD. And within a few days, she called me and said, she is up, she is moving, she's going back up her cat tree, she's eating, she's a different cat. And, it doesn't take away the fact that she's older, but it helps her be more comfortable and still enjoy a good quality of life, which is so important to me with these animals.
Ah, absolutely. Laura, when we started this company, our goal was to just help pets. And I know that may sound, you know, but but it truly, we didn't start this to make money. We started it because I have an older dog that I also wanted on a product that I thought was safe, and I didn't want to give him the drugs that normally I would recommend. And he's done incredibly well on our product as well. So, it does my heart good to hear you say this, because it's why we do what we do. So
Does my heart good too, to see
well,
her
that's awesome. And
moving and not crying and out in pain anymore. It's just she's comfortable, she's happy, she's excited to go outside and explore and be able to do things that she wasn't able to do before, and that makes my heart happy. So I appreciate your product more than I can say.
well, thank you so much. We appreciate your time today. So thank you for coming on and telling us. We're a company that gets referrals from word of mouth. So it's our clients like you that make a difference, so that we can help other pets. So thank you again for your time, and um, you know for adopting Betty and taking care of her like you do. Just thank you.
Thank you. She's worth it. She's definitely worth it.
Awesome.